China just launched construction of the world's biggest hydropower dam, and it's absolutely massive, bonkers in size. The $167 billion project in Tibet, Chinese territory, will generate 300 billion kilowatt hours annually. That's three times the power of the famous, you may have heard of it, Three Gorges Dam, also in China. But here's what's really striking. While China steams ahead with these ambitious clean energy mega projects, the US is falling far behind, still focused on maximizing profits from fossil fuels and boosting wealthy corporations that essentially buy American components of democracy, if not the whole damn thing. I mentioned that comparison with America not as a dig to my American peeps. I'm talking about the state, not the citizens. And the state is in a right state when it comes to clean energy and its progress in that direction. Now, before we continue, guys, I just want to mention this is how you can make sure that you don't, well, not that you don't miss my videos, but that you can support my work. I'm going to show you a screenshot of what it looks like. If you click on the face on the right hand side of any of my posts, if you click on my face, it will take you to this page that I'm showing you now, and I've highlighted where you can click on links. If you open that up, there's a link to all my stuff, basically. Be that YouTube, my Instagram, my X. You can follow me wherever you want. There's a link to my Patreon. I just opened up on Patreon, so anyone who wants to, anyone who cares what I do, cares for what I do, anyone who appreciates it, if you're willing to contribute financially, there's your outlet, and thank you in advance. For those who cannot or are not willing to, no problem, of course. There's no compulsion in religion or Patreon. Now, why do I mention America in particular? Because as it's the largest or second largest economy in the world, depending on the measurement you use, GDP or purchasing power parity, whatever, America plays a huge part in global economics and green energy goals. For such a huge economy to be in a situation where the administration does not focus on greenhouse gas emissions at all, clean energy is seen as a hoax. Trump, for example, calls America's Green New Deal the Green New Scam, right? It doesn't bode well, especially since such clean energy initiatives often take many years to come to fruition. You need to invest, you need to give it time, you need the industry to develop before you reap the rewards, which is not a problem for China's centralized government that basically rules indefinitely. It's like a one party system where there are elections in China, but you're sort of picking officials within the same party, the Chinese Communist Party. For better or worse, that's how they have configured their governance. But for America, a presidential republic, a federated presidential republic with parties and voting, every 4 years, the captain of the ship basically changes, threatening any long term goals set. Some captain might take the ship this way, the other captain starts going, swinging it the other way and moving the ship. Imagine some ship from Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't have an animation budget, so I can't. Maybe I can show you a video. I don't know. But it threatens, basically, this shift every 4 years threatens any long-term goals and makes it difficult to set any long-term goals and actually follow through if the administration disagrees with the last one and starts messing with it, stealing the momentum, if as it were, if course correction is taken too often for the ship analogy for this American ship. Now back to China. China isn't new to this dam building game either. They've built engineering marvels like the Three Gorges Dam, proving their technical expertise in hydropower generation, utilization of rivers and dams before. The dam, this new one, sits on the Yarlung Tsangpo River, which becomes fun fact. I like facts like this. A river can change its name based on what country is going through, depending on what the locals or the state choose to allocate to it as a name. So this Yarlung Tsangpo River in China, as it flows further down from China into India, it becomes the Brahmaputra. Same river, but the people call it the Brahmaputra. As it flows further down into Bangladesh, where my parents are from, it's called the Jamuna. And the Jamuna is, I've known about the Jamuna since I was a kid. This huge river that makes the Thames look like a pathetic trickle of a stream. No offense to the Thames. But yeah, the Jamuna is just a lot more hench. What can I say? Turns out the Brahmaputra is the Jamuna, is the Yarlung Tsangpo. It's the same river. All right. Now, this huge river supplies water to over not just people in these three countries, but to over 1 billion people. Oh my God. Just reading that, even though I wrote it, reading that is crazy. 1 billion people directly or indirectly access the water of this river across multiple countries. I think 11 different countries, not just the three I've named. Now, while downstream nations like India and Bangladesh have raised concerns about water security, saying, if you stop building the dam, you might very reasonably, you could worry that you might restrict the flow of water downstream, and we need that water too. But China insists the project will contribute to the Chinese state's carbon neutrality goals and regional energy cooperation and will not cause problems for downstream nations. Time will tell. That is a claim that could be contested, and we'll just have to see how it goes. To be fair, Bangladesh or India aren't really in a position to stop China from building the dam, even if they are unhappy with it. A comparable situation is in Ethiopia. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, is causing a lot of stress in Sudan, which is downstream of that river, and then Egypt, which is even further downstream of that river. It's the Nile we're talking about for the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Same tension between countries because they think if you dam up the water in one country, it's going to restrict the trickle to the next one. Now, this project involves 5 cascade stations and will create thousands of jobs in Tibet. When completed, this engineering feat will showcase, the Chinese hope, how seriously China takes renewable energy infrastructure compared to other global powers that are denying the existence of climate change at the same time as dams like this are being built. I mean, damn, that's quite crazy. See what I did there? Anyway, Three Gorges was huge. It generated a ton of electricity. China said to itself, hold my noodle bowl. This one's going to be 3 times bigger and generate 3 times as much. For the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin, I'm Mahfouz, and I'll see you on the next one.